The northern winds of Quebec whispered through the tall, ancient maples as the autumn leaves rustled, shimmering in brilliant hues of orange and red. This forest, rich with history, was about to become the setting of a story so strange and incredible that even the most hard-boiled detectives would scoff. It would come to be known as the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist, a daring and audacious plot involving an international cast of characters, untold millions, and the sweet golden elixir that Canada so fiercely protected as a symbol of its identity. The origins of the syrup. It was said that maple syrup had been discovered by the indigenous peoples of the northeastern forests long before any European explorers set foot on the rugged shores of Canada. They would tap the trees, collect the sap, and boil it over open flames to produce a rich, dark syrup that could be used in everything from baked goods to ceremonial feasts. The French settlers, seeing the immense value in the sugary nectar, were quick to adopt the practice, leading to the birth of an industry that would become legendary. By the 20th century, the maple syrup trade had become a cornerstone of Canada's economy and culture. In the small town of Saint-Louis-de-Blase, nestled in the heart of Quebec's Maple Belt, the proud artisans of syrup production operated sugar shacks. These producers would have laughed at the thought of their syrup being a highly prized commodity on the international black market. But that's exactly what it was. The Société des Producteurs de Sirop du Québec, the Quebec Maple Syrup Producers Association, or SPEQ for short, controlled more than 70% of the world's maple syrup supply, stockpiling the golden gold in their établissement de réserve. No one in their right mind would think of trying to steal from it, until they did. The mastermind, the Maple King. Vincent, the Maple King. Gagnon was not your average criminal. With a sharp mind and an even sharper tongue, he was known across Canada as the man who could swindle the most vigilant of security teams, the one who could charm the tightest of purses, and the one who could turn a petty crime into a symphony of mischief. A third-generation maple syrup producer, Vincent's family had long since fallen into hard times. His grandfather had once been a famed maple tapper, renowned for his sustainable practices and innovative techniques. For Vincent, stealing the syrup was not just a financial opportunity, it was an act of defiance, a personal vendetta against a system that had robbed his family of its legacy. But Vincent was not alone in his venture. He assembled a team of equally skilled and unpredictable experts. A former bank robber known only as the Accountant, a crack hacker named Techie, a former Mountie turned mercenary called Red, and, most mysteriously of all, La Sombra. La Sombra was a shadowy figure whose true identity was never revealed, but whose skills in infiltration were unmatched. The planning. It all began in a dingy back room of the La Bellevue bar. The room smelled of stale beer and maple pie, a paradox that Vincent found almost poetic. He leaned over the old wooden table where his crew had gathered, the creak of the chair legs echoing through the silence. We've been working too long, too hard, and too well for nothing. SPEQ has hoarded more syrup than they can ever sell, and while they're sitting on their riches, we're scraping by. It's time to change that, he said. Red, the former Mountie, nodded, scratching his bearded chin. I know the etablissement's layout better than anyone, he said, pulling out a map with red markings that indicated weak points in the security. Techie, who had already set up her laptop, chimed in. Her fingers moved like lightning across the keyboard, and on the screen appeared blueprints of the building, showing every corridor and hidden tunnel. I've hacked their systems before. It won't be too hard to make us invisible on the cameras. We'll need a 10-minute window to pull this off. The accountant, a wiry man with glasses so thick they looked like magnifying lenses, laid out a pile of papers. We'll need a front, something to distract them. I've been working on getting a shipment of premium maple syrup bottles into Quebec City. Everyone will think we're just another supplier trying to push out SPQ, but we'll be the ones with the golden ticket. Finally, La Sombra leaned forward, the shadows under their hood hiding their face. I have a way in through the old tunnels, the ones that run beneath the city. It'll be tight, but it's the only way to stay unseen. With the plan set, it was just a matter of waiting for the perfect time. The heist. The night of the heist was crisp and cold, with a crescent moon hanging in the sky like a watchful eye. Vincent and his crew dressed in black, their movements practiced and silent. The accountant had already set the stage. They had a decoy truck loaded with bottles of mock maple syrup rolling into Quebec City from the south. The Société des Producteurs would be busy dealing with this unexpected competitor while the real heist was taking place. La Sombra led the team into the tunnels, a flashlight illuminating the ancient stone walls. The faint sound of dripping water echoed in the damp, cold air. The team emerged through an unmarked entrance behind the établissement. Red picked the lock on a nondescript back door with ease. Techie slipped inside first, her eyes flicking to the monitors showing grainy images of the main warehouse. "We have 10 minutes. Go, go, go," she whispered. Vincent motioned for the others to follow. They moved in a precise formation, with Red and La Sombra taking point. The accountant carried a small wheeled cart for transport, ready to fill it with barrels of syrup. The scent of maple syrup, sweet and earthy, hit them before they even saw it. The barrels were stacked neatly, rows upon rows of liquid gold just waiting to be liberated. "Start loading," Vincent said as he tapped his watch. "We need to be out of here before they catch on." Suddenly, a soft beep came from Techie's earpiece. "Red, we've got company. The decoy didn't throw them off as much as we hoped. They're on their way." The team froze as the sound of boots clattered against the concrete floor outside the room. Red, quick on his feet, yanked a hidden panel and revealed a narrow corridor. "Everyone, in, now!" he commanded. The escape. The team sprinted through the dimly lit corridors, the stolen syrup barrels clanging behind them.